Hello, hello, hello.
Hi, friends. Oh, I'm nervous for this one.
Welcome to another bed chat.
Oh, yeah, we are back in the bed.
As highly requested.
One person commented, I think. But here we are.
Well, we did get, I would say, like a lot more engagement that wasn't asked for in a positive way, you know? Like people being like, I love this episode.
Yeah, we were pretty fun. So it's a different vibe in here, so I like it as well. What's been going on with you, Brandon? It was a pretty fun weekend. Tell everyone what happened.
It's been a wild ride. We had our foliage fling, which you guys have been listening to my ads for, and are probably so sick of it.
It was fun.
It was so much fun.
It was a little bit nerve-wracking at first with the rain.
Yeah, there were some snags.
Yeah, some pretty crappy weather.
Yeah, it was freezing cold.
Yeah, but it wasn't too
rain
bad.
in the beginning. When you guys got there, the rain had stopped.
Yeah.
When I was there in the morning, it was like literally downpouring on me. I had to like
Yeah.
pull my car underneath the awning to get everything out.
No. Yeah, Brandon was a little stressed out, but it went well. It was really fun.
Yeah.
I met a lot of fun people. I actually bought some things, which
I did too. I
about.
never
Yeah.
do. You know me. You're a sucker for something cute.
Yeah.
I can resist.
Yeah. You'll say, "Oh, that's cute," and then you walk away. But you actually did buy stuff. But I think it's also different when like people are like coming together. It's also your event, and it's also like fun to see people's stuff. We picked some good people. I just sent a bunch of random accounts to Sam, and she reached out to people, and a lot of them ended up coming, which is fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was cool to see. But not a lot of people showed up for the plant swap, so I'm salty about it, y'all.
So next month, if you live in Minneapolis, I won't be there, unfortunately, but the second to last Saturday in May, or no, the last Saturday in May. It's the second to last in June. So the last Saturday in May, bring your plants, swap-a-roo,
Are we going to do a plant swap the next time?
Well, yeah, every single one has a plant swap.
Every single time. Yeah. Alrighty. Feeling confident. I'm hurt. I feel like we're going to get ghosted again. I'm worried. You guys got to come out. Support.
Yeah.
It's a plant swap. Hello. Anyways, I like swapping plants.
I think it was just because of the rain, because a lot of people signed up. I was shocked.
Like the people, like we were expecting a lot of people, and then
I mean, they paid money. They're not getting that money back.
I know. It's like, it's not like y'all just like were like, okay, I think I'm gonna go. It was like monies. Anyways,
I would never put my card down for something I wasn't paying for. I don't care if it was 50 cents. I'm still gonna get that bubble gum.
Tell everyone about your fish tank update.
Oh, my fish tank. It's beautiful. It has so many plants. It is
Not a lot of fish.
truly.
It's dreamy looking.
It is. It looks surreal.
I want to live in there. It's cute.
Same.
I want you to get some like fake mushroom decor in there. It'd be cute.
That would be cute.
Right?
But yeah, I just have my one fish left, and me and Nicole went on an adventure to get some fish today.
And it didn't go well.
Oh my God.
Unfortunately, just our luck. And I'm not even the least bit shocked. We showed up after driving in traffic for like 30 plus minutes, and the place had permanently closed in the last like 48 hours.
24 hours.
Yeah, like they were open 2 days ago.
I saw them the day before they closed.
Literally when they were having their mega sale, and you had no idea.
Yeah.
They could have had a big sign out there. Come on. They literally just had a little piece of paper on the door. We pulled up, permanently closed. Check our Facebook.
It was tragic.
It's really sad. But we ended up going to Greener Gardens and getting some fun supplies. Just some boring things that we needed for plants. But
yeah.
It's fun to have like a place to get things in bulk. So
I didn't know
going back.
I didn't know about that place. I am so excited because when I went to General Hydroponics and I was too afraid because they didn't have a window, I couldn't see what I was walking into, and I got to the door and I turned around. So General Hydroponics, if any of your employees are listening right now, put a window in your door so I can at least have a little view of what to expect.
Yeah, it's a little intimidating. It's kind of like, I don't know if you've ever been to an actual dispensary, but they're very intimidating going into.
I believe it, but at least you know what you're getting into.
They have like a front room area, and then they let you into the back where everything is.
It's like a doctor's office.
Yeah, it's weird. Anyways, not just like a liquor store. You just walk in and buy stuff. Well, actually, when I went to the Chicago one, they didn't have like the front room like the ones in Colorado do. But anyways, what do I know? But yeah, I'm really excited about your fish tank, and I hope you get some actual fish in there soon.
Yeah, I just hope the algae doesn't come back. But I want to get those little dwarf algae eater fish. They're like, I am not going to even try to say what they're called. Dwarf.
I don't know a damn thing about fish, but I'm going to have to clean Brandon's fish tank while he's gone. So that'll be fun. Should I make a video about it? I think I'm going to be too stressed to even think about it.
Well, I think next week we'll do a run through, and then I honestly think I could probably make the videos I took for you for your video tutorial into a TikTok.
Literally, here's how I fish. Here's how I clean my fish tank. I tricked you into filming. Literally, it's been pulling teeth. I even made Brandon an entire list of content ideas. Oh, good God. I'm just like taking over as manager for everybody. I'm the momager. I'm the Kris Jenner.
Chris Larson. Wait.
Oh my God.
I think I voted for
Wait, that's
Chris.
actually weird because Kris Jenner, like my dad's name is Chris with a CH, so Chris Larson is my dad's name. So when you said that, I was like, why did you say my dad's name? And I was like, oh, because Kris Jenner.
I'm pretty sure there's maybe I didn't vote for them. No, I don't think I did. I don't know. I think there's a Chris Larson in local politics in Milwaukee.
Well, should we get into what are we talking about today?
Today we are talking about the world of
plant influencers and just all encompassing that.
So surprise, it's just an hour of us roasting everyone. Welcome to the Plant Burn Book.
Listen at your own discretion. If you're a plant influencer, you might want to grab the tissues.
Just kidding. We're not going to roast you directly.
No. It's just going to be like, we'll talk about
We're just being honest. We're
we like to be open with you guys about plant care, and I feel like even the topic of influencer things in general is really taboo.
Yeah.
I'm just now like seeing people popping up talking about like influencer finances. Like this girl just popped up on my For You page talking about how she's trying to get a car, and she's a full-time content creator, which is contracted work. And they're just not even though she makes a shit ton of money.
Oh my gosh. That's smart. Yeah. I need to refinance or get a new car before
you're making full-time money.
Doing this 100% full time.
Yeah, because they really don't like contractors, and like because it's like a lot of it, especially, and a lot of people don't know this. I mean, we'll get into like the whole brand deal aspect at the end. So if you want to actually learn about becoming an influencer of things, whatever, then we'll talk about that at the end. But if you don't give a shit, we'll save that for the end. We'll do the shit talking in the beginning. It's fun, juicy stuff. But it's what a lot of people don't know is when you do these like contract, whatever video content stuff, you don't get paid for a long time often, and it kind of sucks.
Oh yeah, you're like, oh, money, and then you're like, ooh, money 2 months from now after I owe thousands of dollars. I know
bills. It's like when you're like, I'm broke now, and then you're like planning on stuff for the future. It's weird. It's frustrating, but it's like hopefully when you get that money, it will feel good. Whatever. It's a lot of work without getting money. I don't know if people ever negotiate getting paid like half at the beginning, half after. I don't know if that's a thing.
Oh yeah.
Because that would be kind of nice. But the default seems to be like you talk to them. Well, we'll get into that later. We'll talk about the actual thing. But we kind of want to talk first about just the term plantfluencer. People have kind of just smashed them together. Plantfluencer, I guess.
That they have. Do you consider yourself a plantfluencer?
It's cringy, but if you're going to call me one word, I guess that would have to be it.
Yeah.
But I would be a content creator who's mainly talking about plants.
Yeah.
You know, that's just kind of it. Because I talk about other things, but not really that often. I mean, plants are my special interest, so I don't usually have interest. I don't want to talk about anything else.
Yeah, it's hard to be open about things that aren't like your...
Yeah, I'll go on like little rants on my story sometimes and like, I don't know, give updates on what's going on around my house, but I'm usually just talking about plant stuff.
It's easier for me to tell the internet than it is strangers, which you pointed out the other day, which was kind of weird.
Yeah. Did I? I don't remember that.
Well, it wasn't the other day. It was like 3-4 weeks ago.
It's a weird word, but I guess besides plant influencer, what are we doing? I mean, really, at the beginning, we're just sharing our hobby, and then people started actually paying attention.
Yeah. Because, okay.
It wasn't the goal. It wasn't like... And it is kind of funny when people will say, like, oh, if you want to be a plant influencer... No, not a plant influencer. If you want to be, like, a content creator in general or an influencer, whatever, you shouldn't go in really having that being your goal and wanting to make money from it, because we posted for a really long time before anyone wanted to give us any money.
Yeah, it is. It's you have to want to do it, and it is hard, I think, to put a lot of effort into something that isn't giving you results. But when you're doing something that you actually love, I think that makes it easier. Where I've had other social media pursuits that have not done well because there are things I like, but not like I'm not going to have 300 of them in my room.
Yeah, like makeup is a fun part of your day.
Yeah, I love
makeup.
makeup.
Want to talk about it constantly.
I had a makeup YouTube channel for a little bit. Nightmare. Hated it.
Not it. But I don't know. We're just sharing our hobby and all of the shitty parts that come with it. I don't know. That's what I like to share.
I think it's more fun. And that's the thing. I think there's different types of plantfluencers, and we are definitely not in the aesthetically pleasing or the
there's definitely like
or the look at my money or
the people who have their presets that they use the same filter for every picture, you know.
I haven't had a preset since 2016.
I don't think I've ever used a preset. Every picture needs to be like edited its own way.
I don't edit pictures anymore. 95% of my pictures have nothing other than like maybe I change, like I
changed the brightness because my house is dark as fuck.
Like the Apple editing. That's all it gets. I'm not putting a filter. I'm just like changing the
I blur my background sometimes because it's a fucking hideous mess behind me. And then it makes it kind of look like an actual picture that wasn't taken on my phone. You actually have pictures that you take on a real camera.
Yeah, I think I lost my camera battery. I'd look for it the other day. I can't find it, or the charger.
We need to do another photo shoot because you did one like kind of recently, but I need to do another.
That's when I shaved my mustache for my nose surgery, and I look back at those pictures of me, and I go, "Yeah." I get full body ick.
I was like looking at your, queen picture. You're holding it, and I'm like, why does Brandon look so weird? And it's the mustache. It's gone. So you need to do another where you look like your actual self. I don't know why you decided to do that then.
I was bored. I had a week off.
Oh yeah, you were like, I'm going to turn the spare bedroom into a whole like studio.
Oh, yeah, Aunt Brenna was gone, so she couldn't say anything about it. Just left the bed up on its side for like 3 days.
Shove everything in the corner. It was fun, though. But I don't know. That's kind of it. So let's kind of talk about how people can distinguish good information and good plant care, advice, whatever, from bad.
Well, I think when it comes to if you have like someone you like online, you really have to evaluate them as in, what is this person trying to provide?
What's the value?
Like, for me, I want you to get good information, but I also want you to laugh a little bit. Like, but it needs to be funny. I'm going to give you a little bit of my personality, but like, for the most part, like, I want to give information that is going to work for the general person.
Yeah, because I feel like there's a lot of accounts where every single plant they show, they talk about the care for it when they don't either need to or they haven't been caring for the plant that long, so it's usually made up. So half of my pictures,
I got this plant a month ago, and let me tell you what it likes.
It's literally like, I just unboxed this plant, let me tell you how I care for it. Like, what are you talking about? Like, it's just those things, like if someone's has a brand new plant, they can be like, here's how I'm going to care for it, we'll see how it goes. But if they're giving you actual advice on how to care for yours, that should be a little red flag. Like, like what? I don't know. That's just a little bit of logic to me. It doesn't make sense. But anyway, so half of my posts, I'll have maybe some plant care, and sometimes I don't. I mean, I don't always have to tell you guys how to care for a basic philodendron.
Yeah, like my
not it.
Anthurium epitatoriadatum.
The fingers?
Yeah, the actual word is much longer than I thought it was. It's not like it's there were a couple more syllables than I thought there was. Anyway, like when I posted about that, I was like, oh, I keep mine in 95% humidity. Like that, I just do. And that's not something most people can provide. So I wanted to be upfront about that. And
when I see those a lot, they do look kind of crispy.
And then someone said, oh, I wish I had enough space to keep mine in a cabinet because
they do kind of demand a lot of space.
I can't keep more. I didn't know they got that big. Well, I mean, I know they get bigger. Like I've seen like the mature ones, but like, you just don't think about the in-between.
Those ones that like when the leaves spread out, like it's just each way. They're like, I'm going to take up like 360 all the space around me. Some of those plants. Oh my God. It's always the anthuriums. Like there's certain philodendrons that'll stay like together and it'll grow up, but the anthuriums like spread all the way out. They want to take up the whole bed. But yeah, like, but it'll be some of them where when I'm talking about maybe my peperomias, I'll give a little bit of extra care tips because a lot of people don't think they can care for them. And I didn't think I could until I started giving them more light and letting them dry out a little bit more because people are always like, oh my God, keep your peperomias moist. What? Like, they don't always have to be drowning, you know, especially depending on soil, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But there doesn't always have to be unnecessary care tips because a lot of them are usually just made up.
90% of my care tips are the same for all of my plants.
Yeah, a lot of them are just chilling all together. So.
There's only a few plants that get special care, and you're either a carnivorous plant or my avocado seed.
It's actually not doing too bad since it got like watered.
Yeah,
it's looking more perky.
It's doing pretty good, surprisingly.
Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. But I feel like some of the red flags I see are when I see a plant that someone posts and then they never post that plant again. And I'm like, what happened to it? It's like, you know, if you wanted to get rid of a plant and it wasn't bringing you joy, it's whatever. But if you
wouldn't have posted about it.
Yeah, if you are someone who's providing plant care advice to people meant to keep their plants alive long term, and you can't keep a plant alive long term, maybe you shouldn't be giving plant care advice.
And know. Okay, this I know I'm like a broken record at this point, but like I don't really kill plants. Like. Maybe once every 3 months, a plant will actually die. And usually it's like cuttings of like a Maranta. That's what that one that you're like, why did you bring this? It was just like an old Maranta that I couldn't water enough because I didn't care about it. And it just died.
Are like, there are a few plants where I have to keep up on them. Like you said, your my Stramanthi's still alive, still kicking.
Mine is getting real bad real quick.
She's crispy. I was like, yeah, that's one where I have to regularly be checking on it and watering it on time because my philodendrons, they can tough it out, but there's certain plants that I have to keep up on. But I just try and be honest about plants that have like pests. I feel like usually any things that I have that die off completely are like cuttings that didn't make it, or usually the ones that we set and forget about, like didn't make it into moss or water or anything. Oops, sorry.
Speaking of the other day, I took a couple of cuttings and I left them on my thing. I was like, okay, this was the same. Remember when I had those cuttings when you came over and I was like, oh yeah, I just made these cut and then completely forgot I did it again, left them overnight, but I think they're going to be fine. They didn't shrivel up like the other ones did.
Yeah, mine was like one of my velvety syngoniums and recently, and I was just like, oh yeah, you're toast. Or something that maybe got overtaken by thrips. I just had my pink lady peperomia. I've been struggling with thrips, but I didn't notice them for a while because literally the leaves were so white. It's the same exact color as like the juvenile thrips, so I didn't see them until like I saw one like in the middle in the groove. So I saw it like chilling in there, and I'm like, oh, you asshole. But I guess, yeah, I don't know. I don't remember the last plant that died. Usually I just like give them away before they stop bringing me joy. You know, I try and be better about that. Or some plants that get kicked out before they die, like my recent Brazil that had a giant like possible thrip infestation, and I was like, I don't even want to deal with you. You're easily replaceable. Goodbye. Or the Dieffenbachia that Kaya kept peeing in. That's not my fault.
Yeah, I don't think you like kill plants really.
It's I try. Well, plus like usually they just, or maybe it'll be occasional like something sitting behind. Or my poinsettia died from Christmas because I couldn't keep it alive. Not shocking.
I think that's fully acceptable.
It's if there's a plant hiding in behind another plant that's like tiny, sometimes it gets forgotten about.
Remember when I left my Esquilito cutting up on the top shelf? I didn't even know it was up there, and then 2 weeks later was like, ugh.
Thank God it came back. You got it on time. Yeah, now you have like you really have limited plants way up top so that you can keep them.
Yeah, I don't have to have the trays there. What a blessing.
Oh my God, I didn't notice that you hung those IKEA pots.
Isn't that cute?
That works really well. If you guys go to IKEA, they have these like metal pots that come with like a hanger that can go on like a rod. They come in a couple different colors, but if you have like a special type of like wire shelf, you can like hang them below that shelf.
Yeah, it's like where you would hang clothes.
Yeah, very handy. I like it. I had those on like a curtain. No, my clothing rack that I used to have it up. Oh, I have it upstairs now. I was like, where'd that thing go? Anyways, we'd like to encourage you guys because we can't do it. There's just a little bit of a I don't know, like an unspoken courtesy that usually plant influencers, if that's what you want to call us, are not like exactly correcting each other. It's kind of annoying. I won't comment like random bullshit and be like, oh my God, yeah, like, blah, blah, blah. Like sometimes I'll be sucking people's asses, but it's strategic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like the people who I really want to trade with someday. Gotta start buttering them up.
I only call out things that I see because it is true. It's like you got to be courteous with everyone. It's like
I don't want to be known as the bitch. Like I know that there are some people in maybe the Instagram game that are a little bit like looked down upon because they're very brutally honest or something. I like to say it how it is, but I don't want to be looked at as the rude asshole. You know what I mean? No, thank you.
Yeah. So like if it's like a danger to them or someone else.
Oh yeah. Like you're giving people like horrible advice or something. Like you're going to kill people.
Or like, I don't even know. Like this is blatantly false.
Yeah. Like how could you say this?
Like the amount of times where I just want to comment on someone's video and be like, pasta water isn't doing very much. And I know that's how you went viral, but
that's not how I went viral.
Wasn't it the first big video you had? Or was it rice water?
I think it was pasta water, but people, the mainly in the comments, people were arguing whether in general, it wasn't about plants at all. It was whether in general you salt your pasta water. Because I said, if you're going to do this, don't salt your pasta water because you don't want to be putting salt in your plant, right? And everyone's like, you salt your pasta water? And then other people are like, you don't salt your pasta water? And then people are just fighting back and forth on the comments.
I never salted my pasta water until TikTok, and now I do, and I don't notice any difference.
It's like, I think it's depending on like what the actual noodle is, so they don't stick together or maybe something.
Well, it also depends on the salt. You have to use loose
what?
kosher salt, the big grain,
flaky salt, and
which is what I have a whole box of it, so I just go pour it in.
But yeah, so anyways, what we're getting at is like, if you guys see something, say something. You know, if you're like, why do they do that? Maybe ask them. Why'd you do that? I don't know. Like, there's just so many times me and Brandon will just send them to each other. We can't say anything, so we'll just send them to each other. Like, and usually sometimes I've seen the one that Brandon sent.
Yeah,
like,
Nicole sees things way before I do.
Oh, I just live online. I'm chronically online. It's bad. But people can hardly reach me by text. Sorry, Dad. And Mom. I guess I'm horrible at checking my text. I actually recently went through all of them, so it didn't say I have 80 texts.
Oh, good for you.
There literally are like random messages from like a year ago that I hadn't opened.
Oh my God.
What's wrong with me? I just if it's something stupid like from like a clothing store or something, like something promotional, I just never open it because I don't read it. But I
immediately open it and I text stop.
I should delete them.
Well, because if it's automated, you just text stop, and then you don't get any more.
Yeah, I remember I got that Butter London text message when we were at Tonkin Hill. Like everyone's texting me. Like Quick Trip texts me a lot, but I like Quick Trip. But yeah, all in all, you guys, call them out. Call me out if you see something stupid. But usually when people are in my DM saying dumb shit, it's like, you spelled that wrong. I don't know. Like, did you water that after? So there's like really stupid. And I'm like, all right.
Mine is always did you wear a mask for the diatomaceous earth and the perlite? No, I just didn't breathe while I was doing it like a normal person.
Time you're like outside doing it.
Yeah, like I always make sure I'm downwind. Upwind? Yeah, upwind, not downwind. Because downwind it comes to you.
In a well-ventilated area.
Yeah. And also, I'm not trying to live past 65.
Literally, when I saw that Tonkin Hill has been open for 75 years, I literally almost shared the post and was like, I don't even think I'm going to live to be 75. And I was like, I probably shouldn't say that.
At first, I thought it said 15, and I was like, oh, good for them.
Good for them. It's been like passed down.
Because the 7 was like tilted, so it like looked like a 1.
Oh my goodness. Anything else about good info, bad info?
Well, I think it's really just if people are putting out info to put out info, or if it's like critical thinking, where like
if it's like, hey, I actually have a tip to share with you, or if it's like I need to post something today. So
like, oh, I grow these plants outside in my Miami-Dade County home.
Yeah, I'll pay attention to where these people are living, because a lot of them won't specify that their plant care, while it might work for them, might not work for you because of a lot of reasons. Your conditions are different, you know? You live somewhere else.
Yeah, we're in Minnesota where it's freezing cold all the time. We're never going to get summer.
It'll come, but also climate change is scaring me a little bit. Like with how cold it got in Florida, like, oh my gosh, the amount of people who had plants die outside that normally would be totally fine. It was,
that have been there for 30 years.
Lot. Yeah, plants that have been there forever dying off. Like that should tell you something, you guys. Okay, it's scary. Anywho, yeah. So keep. We're going into the part where we're talking about.
Oh, I think another red flag. Pause.
Pause.
If you've never heard this influencer's voice before, I think that's a big red flag.
Like never heard them talking?
Yeah, like they don't talk. They just point at things, point at text.
Oh, I was like, but because they're like a plant, like in like a industry plant where they like they're a fake person owned by a company.
Costa Farms hired them.
Yeah, there are. It is interesting the amount of influencers that are just.
Well, I think Equigenera is doing that.
What?
Like making industry plants to be like, oh, so-and-so came and visited us in South America. Look at their journey. Yes. And I'm like, this person has like 500 followers. What is this? Where's my all expenses paid tour?
We need to actually visit. We can visit Equigenera when we're down in Florida. That'd be cool. Are we actually going to go to Florida in September? Are we manifesting this?
Yeah.
Okay. Like, yeah?
Yeah.
Because I keep like talking about it and you're just like, okay, whatever. I don't know if it's a real thing yet. So I can't tell people that we'll be down there.
I think I wrote it in my calendar.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I probably didn't.
Let's be honest. Oh, Samantha finally messaged me. Shout out Samantha for listening to this. It feels weird to call her that. I always call her Sam. She says, I love you, but I was at a concert and now I can't hear. She's supposed to record with us tonight, but Brandon forgot that she has a life.
Well, because I thought today was Tuesday. She's like, oh, I should come over Tuesday night and we can like do all the stuff, like specific things that we wanted to do. And I was like, oh, perfect. We're recording the podcast. Because normally I'm off on Tuesdays, not Mondays. Yeah. So that's why I thought it was a Tuesday.
Are you still off tomorrow?
No, I work on.
Oh, yeah. You have a half day. I forgot. You've said it 100 times today. Are you actually going to like take that half day, or are you going to fill the other half with crazy things?
Well, no, I have to like, my half day's in the beginning. Well, I mean, I'm working from home because there's like some trainings I have to do. And then I'm going to work after. So like the second half is like I'm at work.
Anyways, there are a lot of influencers that will just do their little dancey dance.
Pointing
at nothing, and then they'll put text over it. Always remember that. They are pointing at nothing until they put the text on it, and it's always funny to think about.
And just so you all know, they're not doing this to inform you. They're doing it because that is the format on Instagram Reels that gets them the most money.
Yeah, it's the easiest. It's the thing that gets pushed out. And now that I know how, I mean, we're talking about.
After this, you need to tell me. I need to look up that recommended on Facebook thing because.
Okay, I was like, now that I know how much people can make on Reels, now we know why people are posting them incessantly.
I know. I'm like, this is the same exact video of you pointing at different things with different words.
Yeah, I finally Instagram was like, hey, do you want to make money off Reels? And I'm like, finally, fuck. It is way more than TikTok. Like, shockingly, like it will actually make a difference a little bit in my monthly.
You'll have to report that to the IRS.
Literally, I'm gonna have to probably claim it. Great. No, literally, my taxes next year are gonna be horseshit. I'm not looking forward to it. Anyways. So yeah, now we kind of understand why they're posting random stuff that we don't really care about. What are you looking at? You look like you have something to say.
Got very distracted.
But people who don't share the plant deaths issues and stuff, going back to that, if no one ever says that they have a pest, like ever. And people are like, oh my God, I'm a plant influencer. I'm sorry, but like, I just don't believe you.
Well, or they don't have that many plants and they make it seem like they do.
Yeah, they don't have that many and they just keep like cycling them out. And here's the thing, like, if people are like, oh my God, I've never had a plant pest before, but if you've had a lot of plants die and you don't exactly know the reason, it could have been a freaking pest and you didn't see it, you didn't know. Like, how can you say that?
I just don't even know what I would do if I didn't have a pest. I'd be the picture perfect Plantfluencer of the year. I'd win an award.
I know. Yeah.
I'd win a Webby. Is that what they're called?
Are those going on still?
I don't know.
I forget. Can you imagine winning an award for being like a random like just like random person
On the internet?
chronically online person?
I wouldn't show up. They'd invite me and I would say no.
Sounds embarrassing. Are we going to eat our words in 2 years?
Probably. They're going to pull up this episode and be like, well, guess what? You are going to be Plantfluencer of the year. But
we're going to make it a category now because of you.
We decided to make it a category because you brought it up, but we're not going to nominate you because all you did was talk shit.
Oh my goodness. But you said that podcasts are for talking shit. You said that people always talk shit on podcasts. So.
Podcasts are you got to listen to podcasts. Anytime I see that one of my favorite celebrities did a podcast, I listen. Because
they're spilling the tea?
Because their manager's not in the room.
Oh,
their publishers and like, what are you saying?
They're just like...
They just go off. Just like us. Celebrities are people too.
Are they? Now that I've lived like kind of an adult life, I'm like, oh my God, it would just be so much easier if I had money. Oh, that's literally like the root of all problems. And it's the root of all evil. Don't forget.
I don't want a lot of money.
I just want to be comfortable. Actually, I saw TikTok the other day and they were like, I want to know like what you would have that you would consider rich. Like everyone has their own like version of rich. Some people are like, I want to just have a pool. That would be my rich. I don't know. I want to have like what would your like I've made it because I can afford having this regularly or something, you know? Someone who's like, oh, if I can just get my nails done regularly, that feels rich to me. If I can afford that, whatever. But you know mine, I want to have a home big enough to have a piano again. I miss playing piano.
Oh.
They take up a lot of space, like big ones.
I didn't know you played piano.
I was a music major.
I knew that.
Majors have to learn piano.
Oh.
It's like
but you weren't like a specifically music piano major.
No, I was a music education major.
I knew that. Okay, well, duh.
I started piano in high school so I could get, like, I started taking lessons at the academy where I was taking flute lessons after school. And then because I wanted to just test out of the piano classes, I didn't. You have to know the scales like so well, and I just knew how to play Bella's Lullaby from Twilight. I'm not even kidding. I showed up the day she was like, okay, we're gonna pick your recital piece. She shows me all these beautiful pieces. I said, do you have any Twilight? I was dead serious.
I'm gonna pee my pants.
She pulled out Bella's Lullaby for me, and I played the hell out of that thing. It was so fun. I'll never forget it. It was so good. But you know what I really wish I could play on piano? And this is what got me thinking I want to have one again. Chiquitita by ABBA.
Oh.
The end, the piano part. Oh, my God.
So you're going to be a Plantfluencer.
Oh, my God. My plants in my piano. Can you imagine like a bunch of plants like floating on top of a big grand piano? How cute.
That would be really cool.
Yeah, they take up a lot of space, but I want the big one, like not the one that gets pushed up against the wall. That's the one I practiced on at home, which, by the way, I didn't pay for my first piano or my piano that I had. I just had one. A lot of times you can get them for free. You just have to move it. Yeah. Like people are posting them all the time on Craigslist, like free piano.
Well, that's why my parents wouldn't let me. I had to do choir because your voice is free, because you had to have piano lessons to get into band, and then you had to buy an instrument. And they weren't
expensive.
They weren't going to pay for that.
I at one point, Mom had to like lease to buy my flute because they're just so expensive. Yeah. Like, and then eventually I got like a saxophone, and we had to like choose between them, like having saxophone to be in jazz band or to be playing flute, and I had to pick flute because it's just they're expensive, those instruments. Literally, all of my graduation money from high school went to buying my piccolo for college when I played in marching band.
How many fucking instruments do you know how to play?
I never talked about. Do I not talk about this?
No, not at all.
Okay, well, those are the only 4 I've played. I think. I played recorder. I feel like everyone played recorder at some point, right? I was just really bummed that I didn't make it through the music major thing enough to get to the string instruments. I wanted to play cello so damn bad. Like that's so cool. Like the big you know.
How did music majors work? I didn't know you like did a unit in each instrument.
When you're an music education major,
you have to know all of them a little bit.
Yeah, you have to have a little bit of a grasp of like every instrument. But when you're just specializing in like one, like Nelson, if you're listening to this, he was a saxophone major. He literally got his master's like in just playing saxophone. So he's really damn good at that. And he plays some other things. But he mainly focuses on that and doing all that stuff. But honestly, like the music thing was really scary for me because you have to do this. Okay, the finals that you do, like at the end of each semester, they call it juries. Mm-hmm. And I just probably triggered a lot of farmer music majors that are like, oh my god, jury. But like they make it sound so scary, and it is because you have to prepare this piece and then you play it in front of like the board, and it's.
I remember all the music majors like shaking in their boots.
Oh my god, it was the worst.
Also, me and Nicole went to the same college
but
for this
at different times.
Yeah,
you literally graduated. I think.
I graduated.
It was like when I was going into high school. Right.
I graduated December 2014.
Oh, yeah, that's when I graduated high school. Basically, I graduated high school in 2015.
Yeah.
So then I went. Oh, then after that. But I went straight to Eau Claire, and I was there for just a year.
And I spent 4.5 long years there.
Yeah, I then like lived there for the summer a little bit, and like living in Eau Claire in the summer when people aren't on campus
is a nightmare.
The most depressing thing ever. Like was.
I think
sad.
I liked it because back then I didn't realize I was an introvert, and I was like, "This is kind of nice."
Yeah, the campus is empty. But I didn't have any friends there, so I really had nothing to do. And then I worked at the mall, that horrible, miserable mall. Anyways, enough talking shit about Eau Claire. Experts on going off on tangents. So we kind of touched on the whole, like, talking about deaths and plant pests and whatnot. So if you're listening and you haven't had a plant pest, good for you. But I'm just saying, they're coming. If you're going to keep bringing the plants in, they will come. And just like me, like when I'm like, okay, I'm going to start like checking for pests. If I go looking for them, I'm going to find them.
When I was making my bed the other day, I was like, oh my God, there's probably spider mites in my bed.
You. After I've been like cleaning plants for too long, or maybe I've been dealing with an infestation, like sometimes.
Your hands just feel dirty?
Like, I'll see something goes on in my brain and like wires get crossed where I look at something on my finger and I'll be like, oh no, I have thrips. I'm not a plant.
Well, no,
I am not
thrips
a plant.
will bite you. You could have thrips.
But anyway, I could be infested. But just something like
riddled with disease.
No, like I have spider. Like I literally for a second think that I could be experiencing like a pest issue, like a plant does. Like,
well, you could lice.
Yeah.
Scabies. They're mites.
I actually used to go to daycare full time, and I had to get lice checks like all the time because people are always going there with lice. I never had it, I don't think, but people are up in my scalp all the time. Oh my God, I'll never forget the like feeling of the workers, like the plastic gloves going through my scalp.
Well, okay, I'm gonna go off on a tangent about scabies, which are a mite. I had them.
Scabies.
They're traditionally considered an STD, but you can get them through any extended contact with a fabric that has, or a person, or like anything that has them on it. So I have no idea how I got it. Zero clue. All of a sudden I was like itchy. It was August, and like it was in my webbings of my feet and like hands mostly, and then sometimes it'd be like a little other places, but it would be so itchy, and then it would go away. And I was like, I'm cured, because I thought I had hives. I thought I had chronic hives. It was sick. No, scabies. And they dig burrows into your skin. And then they would come back. And I'd be like, what the hell is going on?
Oh my God, that is
actually
so
then they would go away and I'd be like, whew, I'm cured.
Oh no.
And so I had them from August to January. And then finally I went to the doctor because I was like, I either have chronic hives or I have scabies. And I wasn't in any weird, sketchy sexual situations, which is what I assumed scabies came from. No, they can come. Unlike other things, you could sit on someone's couch, get scabies.
Scary.
And so
If you guys want a new thing to think about every day,
and so
here you go.
they gave me permethrin cream, which is an anti-miticide, which you can get permethrin for your plants. But if you're a human, you have to get a prescription.
Oh, no.
And guess what? If you don't have health insurance, you know what you have to do?
What?
You have to get horse permethrin. Like Invermectin.
I was like, you're like injecting like a Republican.
No, it's the same lotion just for horses. You don't need a prescription for it.
Oh my God. I thought you were to do something like you have to like bathe in tomato juice, like you've been sprayed by a skunk or something. Oh my God. By the way, have you ever had poison ivy?
No, I'm actually immune. I think we've talked about this on the podcast.
Really?
Yes. I inherited it from my dad.
Interesting. I don't think I've ever been like faced with it, so I wouldn't know. But do you think we should take a break?
Sure.
Yeah, why not? All right, guys.
Enjoy
Enjoy these
a word
ads or
from
whatever.
people.
From people. I don't even know what it'll be. Brandon just throws it together.
You've probably never listened to an ad before.
No, I did like no, I haven't. No, I listened to the Sam's because it was so awkward.
Oh.
Just so y'all know, we know. Okay.
BRB. And we're back.
I was about to say it, but I remember what happened last time I tried to say it. We can't change things up. It's not how we do it. Back to it. We're not really talking that much shit. We're really being over dramatic about it.
Yeah, I am over dramatic.
Well, let's kind of talk about how to tell if someone's actually liking a product they're talking about or using it regularly.
I think the first thing is if they're using the product correctly or if they're using it just to place it into a post.
Yeah, that's a good point. I try to be really open about if I'm stupid or not, like when Soltech sent me that light. I'm obviously very dumb and I don't know how to use a timer. But I literally like straight up like the logo on the thing. I was like, what is this sorcery? I don't understand.
Did the timer I gave you worked, by the way? I never asked.
Yeah, it's turning on and off
Okay,
at
cool.
the right time every day.
Good.
Brandon came in and set up another thing. So I actually only have to turn on 3 things now. Like 3 little switches.
And we're going to get that down to 0.
And it's actually just one cabinet that I have to do. Like, so everything else, like I have 2 cabinets, a grow light, and the tent. That's all automated right now. So we're just down to 1 cabinet.
So you just need one plug?
I guess they're all kind of together in one thing.
Like a plug and a what's the word? Power strip.
Yeah, like there's already like a thing on the outlet that's
Okay.
allowing a lot of stuff, and then there's one timer already on there, the single plug for the tent, and then there's a bunch of other things. So it's a lot, but whatever. I don't know. I feel like a lot of people like. I'm always really suspicious of like not joyful dirt. What is the liquid dirt?
Yeah.
Because I've never seen someone share that product without a discount code. I don't know anyone who uses it that doesn't have a code with it.
I've heard a lot of bad things about it.
Yeah, it's just like, I don't think it's actually real fertilizer. Like it's almost like a steroid shot for your plant, but it's not like actually what your plant needs. But people will go to the lengths of the end of the earth to defend this brand. It's kind of silly, but whatever. What do I know? I don't know if you've seen it. People will be like, I know people will tell you it's not actually fertilizer, but it is. It's complete. It's all in one, complete all your plant needs. Like,
no, it's not. That's why I got the CalMag today, is because fertilizers don't have calcium or magnesium in them, but plants need it.
Let me know how that goes for you if you're noticing a nice little boosty.
I wish I had 2 plants that were about at the same spot. Maybe I do, and I just like can't think of it, because then I could do like one with it. Oh, I might have some anthuriums that
are kind of the same.
That are kind of the same.
It'd be interesting.
But anyway, like I was saying, we need to do an in-depth fertilizer with a fertilizer expert, and I think I'm just the person.
Yeah, if you guys want to know about like the ins and outs of fertilizer specifically, because pretty much all we know is
we can tell you how to use it.
Yeah, like
and the basics:
nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. That's all I know.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I'm also very like lax with my fertilizer, because I'm feeding them like once in a while. I mean, like, I'm pretty good about like, especially now that I use a powder one, it's just easier for me to like put it in the plant when I know I'm gonna go water it, and then I'm like, okay.
See, that adds another step. It needs to be in the water.
No, because I go and water it at the sink, Brandon. Then I have to put it in a thing. So
yeah.
I can just grab
See,
the plant
I don't do that.
and then go to the,
These plants aren't moving. They're staying put.
Yeah, you have like saucers on all of yours, and I don't understand. I don't have saucers on any of my plants. Especially because like if I were to, the saucer would literally overflow.
It's because I can't wait for the sink. That's the issue.
And there are like some that are a bit too big for the sink.
Speaking of fertilizer, look at that pot that I painted, and you can see the blue line of the fertilizer.
Oh, that's cute. Good job. I just use yours as a cover pot, though, so it'll never look ugly.
Well, that was supposed to be a cover pot, but...
Apparently now it's not. Anyways, so I guess that's how to tell if someone actually likes a product, uses it regularly. I guess I would wait for them to maybe post about it without an endorsement, you know? Like there's a lot of products that I've been gifted that I just use because that's what I have. I'm not gonna, like, if I already have some fertilizer.
You are like, you will use it until it's gone.
Yeah, I'm like, I also don't have the room for all this extra stuff because it has to be out and I have to see it. So I usually only have a couple things out, and once I run out of those, then I'll grab another thing from the closet, you know. Like now I literally have to keep my leca nutrients out because I just feel like I have to grab them out of the closet too much.
See, and that's a lot of stuff. Well, see, okay, this is my thing. If I didn't have to take 3 separate bottles and measure it out.
Yeah, you can use Dynagrow instead. Everyone in the leca group says that they use just that because you don't have to mix up a bunch of stuff. Cece, our executive producer, is here and demanding some attention. So if you hear some, should I try and microphone her?
Oh, yeah. Can you guys hear that?
Can we get a meow?
No, Cece does not meow on command.
Oh, she's just
there
like,
we go. Right in the mic.
She's just rubbing her face on the mic instead. She's like, pet me, damn it. She really just demands the attention. But you know me, if someone wants pets, I'm going to be giving them. That's for damn sure. I'm a slave for animals. Like, whatever you want.
I'm a slave for Cece.
That'd be good merch. I'll write it down. But yeah, so I'll talk about stuff that I have, and I'm like, if I was gifted it and I'm using it and my plants aren't freaking out.
Okay, what's your favorite free item that you just got paid to make a video, but then you actually really liked it item?
Like something that I actually got paid for?
No, something that you just got. Well, I guess it could be
anything I've been like gifted in general and ended up liking.
Yes.
That's kind of tough. I do kind of like the arbor stuff, even though they've been like kind of a pain in the ass to work with. I'm gonna be honest about it. I don't give a shit. It's nice to have like the bottles do like last me a while.
They're big. I was kind of shocked.
I don't have to use very much
when
at
I saw
all
them
to
in
fill
person.
up an entire bottle because they also give you a measuring cup like with the kit and then a giant like spray bottle. So I've been actually kind of liking that. I haven't used the food
and I
yet,
think their
though.
products are pretty unique too.
Yeah, they look cute, and they're actually made from ingredients like from the earth. Like it's not a bunch of like chemicals, I guess. And so it smells a little bit different, but it's not bad. So I kind of like that. I like that it was gifted the Vivo Sun Grow Tent. That was kind of nice.
Yeah.
But it'd be cool if I got like money from that, but apparently they just be giving them out for free all the time.
Oh yeah.
Like I'll take a grow tent.
Now I'm trying to get on Mars. Now I'm trying to get Mars to give me one.
Mars
But I would say
sponsor us.
my favorite is that House Bright grow light. I love that thing.
Yeah, that is nice.
That is my favorite grow light. It's the warm light one. I'm obsessed with it because it spreads. You know, the GE ones, they're like
they're
like a spotlight.
Yeah,
which is cool for like my Monstera where it's just one plant.
Mm-hmm.
But like it would not work. I mean, it would work there, but like here it didn't work. So I had to put that one here.
I need to get one like that for my grow tent. Is there like a bug up in the ceiling there?
Oh yeah, that's a spider. When I was fiddling with my plants the other day, I noticed there's this colony of spiders. I just kept putting them on plants that are more like they'd be like dangling on their web. I like put them on a plant.
Like when is this picture gonna start doing its job?
More like pest prone, you know. I don't know.
Which picture spilled on you?
All of them. I like probably all these.
No. Oh no. Yeah, Brandon sent me a snap and he's like, when you bump into the pictures and get juice all over you, and you were like shirtless, so I'm sure it was literally all over you. And I'm like, I also then was like, yeah, why do you have that above your bed?
Where else am I gonna hang it?
Yeah, I guess it's. I can't believe how big that thing is, but pictureless. It's a very
well, it has
big,
pictures. They're just
plant.
half pictures.
Yeah. They're like half crisp.
But see, I'm trying to pull a leaf off. But
hey, be careful because you're gonna get them all over all of us.
Yeah, they need to be cut off. They're too strong.
Okay, so we're gonna get into the actual like nitty gritty of like becoming an influencer. I mean, we kind of did it by accident.
Yeah, neither of us were setting out to do this.
No,
where you can tell when people are setting out to do this.
No, they're literally like not that it's a bad thing, like you do you. But there's just a lot of like, I noticed when the people like put a lot of effort into their stories, like they go into Canva for every story that they make so that it can be perfect and like color cohesive and that it's like coming in and like all graphic. And I'm like, that's not sustainable for me.
Nope.
I could not keep that up. So all my stories are just whatever the hell I want them to be.
Mm-hmm. That's why you get 90% of my content is my Instagram story because it's just like, boop, boop, boop.
Yeah, it's just easy. It's whatever I want. And it can even be like at night when the lighting is horrible. Like, who cares?
If I wanted to put effort in it, I'd do TikTok stories.
And yeah, I don't know if I'm going to get into that. Like, there's random things like I used the playlists. Like, that's nice to organize
the
things,
fact that you can still put like you can put a caption, you can do like all the things of a regular no.
Yeah, it's not a story. It's just a TikTok.
A TikTok that disappears.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Weird.
No, thank you.
So I guess my thing is like if you're gonna actually like be something else, someone out there on the internet, like just be something else. There's so many copy pastes.
Mm-hmm.
Just be yourself. And like I know that sounds like stupid, but like whatever be yourself means, just do it.
Well, like that, I feel like that's why people follow us is because they enjoy our personalities and how we're just ourselves and we just say whatever and do whatever. It's not like
with the flow.
Like
people are really nice when they message and they're like, I really like you because this and this and that. Like beyond the plant stuff. And I'm like, oh, it's cute. So I don't know. That's how you make like actual connections and you find when like that's why your followers become people that you actually like. It's because you're showing yourself. So you're going to attract people that are like you.
It's so cool.
If you're putting out this persona, you're only going to attract a bunch of fake people.
Mm-hmm.
Which
I think is another red flag.
And then you have to like you have to keep up that persona. It doesn't feel as super exhausting to me to like meet people who know me from
and we're good at masking. Instagram. We could mask the house down.
I don't get super nervous to meet people who know me from TikTok. Because I've met up with like some random like plant friends, whatever, or just like people who are like, hey, I follow you, whatever. It doesn't make me nervous because they know me.
Mm-hmm.
They know how I am, and I can then be myself, whatever. Keep getting tickles.
Can you imagine if people like saw your Instagram, or not your Instagram, well, your TikTok mostly, but like was like, oh, Nicole, she's such a mess. She's so relatable. And then they meet you and you're like this prim and proper, perfect little.
They'd be like, wait, what? Speaking of that, though, not that I like put on a big persona, but you know how you have your like customer service voice type of thing?
You do better at overcoming it. Mine, I like a lot of my videos, I'll be like, I really like this video, but I was too server Brandon.
I will do it in person, like when people come into like plant shop, whatever. And I'll be talking to them, whatever, putting on my best little customer service voice. And then at the very end of the conversation, then they'll tell me that they know me from TikTok. And I'm like, well, I just faked a personality for you. So that's weird. You should have led with that. Thanks.
That's weird.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay. So that's when I'm like, oh no, I was not acting like myself. I was just trying to be like a nice person. I'm not being myself. Like, can you imagine if I was just like messy and weird when people like come and talk to me in the plant shop? I mean, I kind of am. Like when we actually get into talking off script, off script. You know what I'm saying? Then I start talking like how I actually talk when they're like, okay, I'm trying to think about which plant to get. I'm like, well, are you going to be overcaring for this, or do you want to like set it and just fucking forget about it? Like, let me know what you think. But when I'm like, would you like a text or email receipt? Like that's the customer service. I'm not like, do you want a text or email receipt? Like that sounds mean, right?
Get you someone who can do both.
I would never be like, is this all for you today? Okay, it's gonna be like I just could never talk like this as a helper person. I don't know.
I couldn't either.
So I guess just put out content that's going to be sustainable for you. Think something that you think you can keep up. I know that Brandon was posting a lot more before you had to go back to work, so that's a little bit different because people were just at home all day long. But like, I mean, you can set a goal if you want. I don't really have anything like in mind where I'm like, I have to post every X amount of days, you know. I definitely try and like be posting on my story consistently, and like my story usually doesn't run out with like nothing on it. But sometimes I'll go a whole week without posting. I don't know. Like there's some people who post every single day at the same time.
I don't know how you do that.
That's not.
And we have Canva Pro. We could just schedule. Well, you can only do pictures, but
I actually have been trying to be a little bit more organized. So, I have a folder in like my photo albums, you know, of Instagram posts that will be for later. Like I have the reel that I made of Kaya, and then I have this picture of us because I haven't posted this, and that would be a good one.
I love that picture.
Yeah, it's a good one, except our feet are in it, and that's weird. But before I had
just
like
Photoshop some shoes on.
Can you imagine? Oh my God, wait. Did you hear about the Kim Kardashian like photoshopping like the kids and whatnot?
No.
Oh my God, I saw so many videos about this, and Kim Kardashian finally admitted it.
I think I saw something about it, but I didn't care, and I just scrolled.
I went and looked, and it's actually so funny. Like, there's a picture of just like the kids, but one of them, they took like Chloe's kid and photoshopped the face on, and it's like, why did you not want the kid to be like? It was just very weird. It was around the Astro World thing, and they didn't want Kylie and her kids to be seeing like they're having fun and whatever. So I think that's kind of what it was. But the way that Kim came out and actually admitted it, because she saw that it was trending, people were actually talking about it and like reporting on it. Then she was like, "Oh my God, you guys are so funny! You caught that." Yeah, that's just so funny, right? Like she really didn't have any good explanation. And then she was like, "And you guys are saying I'm photoshopping Pete Davidson. I'm really not." I saw a TikTok of someone like showing back and forth like the unedited and then edited version, and you can clearly tell that one, she made his bicep look much bigger.
He is a twig. His bicep is maybe my wrist.
She made his bicep look bigger. I mean, she made her tits look a little bit bigger, but she fixed his jawline. Like, obviously there's like a grainy filter over it, but there's definitely like things that are fixed up and edited, but his arm is the most obvious. It's funny.
You know what I found out? You know the noise reduction filter? It's when you over edit and you need to make it look more natural.
Really?
I just found that out.
I didn't know what that ever did.
And I found it out by accident because I like had this picture and I was like, I don't remember what I was doing with it, but I think I was using the detail thing because like there was like just a little bit of a plant or something that I was like trying to bring out just a little bit more because like it didn't show up as good as it did in real life on the picture. And then I went to like the noise reduction. I asked because I was just swiping, and then it made it look more natural.
You were like, oh, dang. Because I use the sharpness a lot because, I mean, I'm taking pictures on my phone. It's not very clear all the time, especially my shaky hand. Brandon thinks I'm over here like a stabilizer with these videos. Do you know what I do, though, when I'm, like, taking these videos that, like, look smooth? Is I'm just, like, holding on to the phone and then shifting my weight from one foot to the other, usually.
That is a smart move.
Yeah, that's what I do. Like, I'm not moving my actual, like, arm because then I'd be like, I just, like, move my whole body with it, and the phone just stays. So that's what I do. Brandon thinks I'm, like, some wizard editor over here, but really I just have to make it look cool to my eyes and stimulating to me. And if it's stimulating to me, it'll probably be stimulating to other people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what I think. I don't know. But my only actual strategy on the Instagram is I try and post every other, like, picture of my face, something that doesn't have my face on it. That's just plants, like, you know what I mean? Every other.
So what my current is just picture reel, or like post reel. Just because I don't want to be one of those people who only post reels or only post posts.
I know. That's like I also was gonna post one after another. I was gonna do the cat one today, and I was like, no, I just need to get this out of the way. I'll do the cat one tomorrow. I'm like finding ways to use maybe your old content or old things. Like, I don't know. I just take videos and pictures of everything sometimes.
Well, I will say the one thing that the advice that so many people, and I think these people must be neurotypicals, are like, use one thing and then break it into everything. Like film a long form YouTube video and then edit it into a YouTube video, edit it into a TikTok, edit it into a blog post of this or that.
I would get sick of my voice.
I can't do that. I've tried. You know I've tried. It doesn't work.
It's just like, that's why I do a different content on Instagram that I do on TikTok. Like I'll post my TikToks to Instagram, but I don't post my reels to TikTok. You know, it doesn't go the other way.
And it's like I love it all, but I just don't know how to do it all.
Yeah, it's a bit too much. I know a lot of people hate the reels, but it is true. Like if I start scrolling on my feed, I see like 10 reels and 2 ads before I ever see a picture now. They're really not showing them.
No.
Like,
and the only pictures they're showing are carousels, because then it shows you the second picture if you didn't like the post. And then you see the third picture, and I'm
it's
like,
weird.
I didn't like this for a reason.
I wish that, I'm sure they have something like that, but I wish that Instagram had like a not interested thing like TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know I follow people. I think you can mute people, actually. You can
I just
mute
block them. I don't
like
want to see your shit.
Like, there have been people that I would like to unfollow, but I feel bad. Like, I feel like it'd be weird or awkward if I unfollowed them because we're mutuals or whatever. Which that feels fitting to say in this episode, I guess. But yeah, it's just a little bit weird, and I'm not confrontational. So if someone's in my DMs like, "Why'd you unfollow me?" I will probably think about it for months and not respond. You know what I mean?
Let's see, who have I muted?
I don't know if I've muted anybody.
Oh, I actually don't have that many muted people.
How do you even get there?
Privacy settings, pretty much the same place. Oh, mostly it's people who have had kids and just won't stop posting about their kids.
I haven't muted anybody.
You're literally just saying you muted your mutuals.
No, I said I think that would be a good idea.
You lying bitch.
What? I said that would be. What didn't I say that'd be a good idea?
You said no. I just mute them.
I said that I think you could just mute them.
I don't know.
You can go back and listen to it. I said I wish that they had something like TikTok where I could say not interested.
It's like, baby.
These are my blocked. What? You blocked Bad Baby?
Bad Baby. No, I like Bad Baby. A bunch of meme accounts. Why didn't I just unfollow them?
I blocked my old apartment since I wanted to post about them and be like, do not live here.
Has a baby. Really annoyed me. Who is this? Oh, had a baby. I just block people who have a baby and I don't want to see their content.
Mine just looks like a lot of dudes that probably wouldn't leave me alone in the DMs, honestly.
Oh, and you're on your block list now?
Yeah. I don't have any muted, I said.
Oh.
So, yeah, my block list is just like weirdos.
Oh, I block look at this. I just block. I go on block. My block list never ends. Look at that. It's just scrolling. Who are all these people?
Goodness gracious. So, anyways. Any other tips for people trying to make it in the influencer world?
I think be yourself, show up.
I guess pick your platform, because a lot of people are trying to be on everything and you don't have to.
And I think just find a way to be different. Like, that's why if I follow you and you're in the same realm as me, like either we've interacted a lot or like if we've never interacted, it's because I find your content different than what I see everywhere else, and that interests me. And so I follow it.
I am not usually that way. I kind of follow.
You follow literally everyone.
I kind of pity follow people back. Not to say if you're listening to this, I probably didn't pity follow you back. It's okay.
Which like and I think I would do that too if I had like a personal account, but I don't have a personal account anymore. So I don't want my feed, because I actually go through my feed and like want to see stuff.
Yeah.
And it already doesn't show me what I want to see anyways. So
I just want to see plant stuff in general. So I actually did unfollow like a bunch of celebrities and stuff, and just random like people that I just want to see actual people on my timeline and not fake world. I mean, even though like it's kind of what people are doing, but you know what I mean. I want to see people who are struggling like me and faking it online, not actually people who are not struggling and being unreal online. You know what I mean? So let's get into like brand deals, nitty gritty. We don't have that much experience, but we've done a couple.
Yeah.
Here and there. Had some nervous phone calls or video calls. It's kind of weird.
It is very weird.
It's like, I mean, have you done any pitching?
No.
I haven't either.
Because I'm socially awkward.
I'm not confident enough to be like, hey, let me do this for you. I mean, like, when I'm going up to small businesses and I'm like, hey, let me help you edit videos if you need help, whatever. But not just like, hey, give me free product. Let me post about you. Give me money.
It would have to be something I really liked.
Yeah. If it's like a product that I've been using for a long time and I'd be like, yeah, it would be cool to have like a relationship with this brand, whatever. But I haven't thought of one.
And it's like most of like the plant stuff that I like, most of the plant stuff that I'm like, oh, that'd be nice. It's like either incredibly expensive or like way too big of a brand for me to be like, hey, hello, I'm Brandon. Give me money or indoor product.
And the interesting thing that I didn't realize is that sometimes the brands will actually be interacting with you personally, like out of their little social media department, or maybe it's just one person if it's a small business. But some bigger brands will have an agency doing it for them, which can be good and or bad. Usually, like, that's their job, is to communicate with you. So those are usually the people who are on my ass about things.
That's like the one I just did for that app. It was like bing, bang, bong.
Yeah.
But they weren't over the top. They were very nice about it. But
just enough. But I've been working with the brand recently. I literally just mentioned Arbor, whatever. Everyone who's been like having, clearly, because someone messaged me like, how did you get your post approved? I'm like, girl, it's been a month. So, yeah. So anyways, it's sometimes tough to get a hold of them if they are not outsourcing that and they have a relatively small team and they're not really quick about the emails. Sometimes it takes a while for them to get back.
And especially if you have other people being like, hey, like I have the same thing going on. Like then they're obviously like dealing with a ton of people.
Yeah.
And I'm dealing with them in a different capacity for like a different program they're doing that I thought was kind of cool. And I was like, yeah, I'd love to talk, hop on a call. They invited me to come on a call.
I saw someone got like the package from them and it was actually really cute because they sent along this like cute little burlap bag thing and like a hat and like other stuff.
Yeah,
like,
it actually seems like a cool little program.
So
not just like a here's your code.
And I think it might be women owned. I'm not sure.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. But anyway, so it can be like either like really communicative or really not. I haven't yet had like a brand like not pay me, but you know what's kind of goofy is sometimes or quite often they will have you sign up through a random website so they can track your activity and the people who are clicking on your link and whatnot.
I have not had this. What is this? What website, for example? Do you know?
I don't even know. It's literally just like random ass programs. I couldn't even tell you what they're called. But it's always something different. And that's usually where you get your commission to per like thing. But what sucks is often these websites or these programs have a minimum withdrawal. So I did a discount code once.
Oh, I remember this.
I only made $25, but I needed to make $50 to be able to withdraw that money from that thing. So I just didn't make any money. Like, how annoying is that?
Oh.
So I just didn't get anything. Thanks. So it's just those things I guess like people don't think about, but there are things like eventually you need a media kit and figuring out your rate card. We finally just did that shit.
Oh my God, and that paid off for me.
Really? Yeah, it honestly is really helpful, and it's interesting because I mean we got our first podcast sponsorship because I had that on my media kit. You know, like when you have everything that you do, like I mean some of these brands aren't necessarily like combing through your social media and looking at your potential. So if you can show them like, hey, this is what I do. This is like what I'm capable of. These are my viral videos, or these are my pillars of what I talk about, all that stuff. Like, you seem more interesting and they want to work with you more, or maybe they want to explore other avenues of your like content creation, all that stuff. So, but the thing I didn't learn about till also recently is like the stuff about exclusivity, whitelisting, usage, all that stuff. When the brand wants to like take your content and use it themselves, like you should be paid for that, you know? They're taking it and they're using it for a certain amount of time.
Or if they're using you for a certain amount of time and you can't.
Yeah.
So that's what you do.
They're like,
I just found out you just say, hey, I don't like this. And then they write it out of the contract.
Literally. Or you try and negotiate more, I guess. But sometimes brands will be like, we want exclusivity with you for like X amount of time after you post, you can't take any other paid sponsorships with our competitors. And it's like, okay, so now I just can't get paid for X amount of months because your competitors would be kind of everybody.
Well, see, and that's how I got out of that one is I was like, I own, I guess, technically one of your competitors. And they were like, okay. And they took out the whole clause.
Nice. So just random stuff like that. It's weird. And it's important to read up on that and advocate for that because they'll listen to you. I mean, if you say like, hey, I have concerns about this and I need to be paid X amount if I'm not able to do this or whatever, that's what the negotiating is for. But yeah, it is nervous to go back and forth, and I don't like emailing. We don't have managers. There are some like content
I don't
creators.
mind emailing, but if I had to do this conversation on the phone,
oh yeah, scary.
I can't even imagine.
Oh yeah, no. But like I kind of suck at doing my email, and then I'll kind of check it, but it'll take me like a day or sometimes more to think about replying, or especially if it's like the first time this brand has reached out to me.
Ooh, I actually have to respond to a brand that reached out today.
I have to sit on it for like a week before thinking like maybe I'll respond. I don't know. Oftentimes they have to like email me again. I'm like, hey, just getting this to the top of your inbox. But there are a lot of content creators or influencers, whatever, that have managers that are answering their emails for them and negotiating with them, and they get a cut and whatever. But we don't have that.
We're broke bitches over here.
Yeah. But honestly, like you don't pay your manager; they just get a cut of your brand deals.
My old boss at my the job I just quit, she was my intern in college for my graphic design business at the time, and I was like, "You're my free intern, but you can have 20% of any sales you bring in."
Mm-hmm. Very fun. So there's stuff like that, and maybe one day I'll need somebody. I don't know. It's just like, so far I've been able to handle it on my own, so I don't see a reason to, I guess.
Well, it also would kind of make me nervous. Like, I feel like having to communicate with someone so often about like, oh yeah, this, and this. Like, you might as well. I'll just do it myself.
Yeah. Well, honestly, and a lot of people who get their money stolen, like the big time like celebrities and people who have something happen, like it's usually their manager, the people who are handling their finances that F them over. You know what I mean? Like, that's scary. I can't just let anybody control the little money that I have coming in.
Yeah, I'd be like, do you want the $50 left in my bank account? Here, take it. Overdraft me.
But I don't know. What else about brand deals? I haven't done any pitching, but...
Oh, yeah, that's what this whole tangent went off about.
From the pitching?
Mm-hmm. Yep, that was the last question. Well, have we talked about my email brand nightmare on the podcast before?
I don't know.
I don't think we have we?
I don't think so.
So I will say, blessed be the fruit. Like, ended up getting very lucky right after the situation, and some really amazing opportunities came from it. Mm-hmm. But basically, Nicole was always talking about the emails. She's like, I have so many emails. I don't know what to do with them. And I'm like, I've never gotten an email. What is going on? I was like, I used to get infinite TikTok DMs. And I get like occasional Instagram because obviously my TikTok is bigger and they have to like go to my Instagram and then DM me. But I was like, why haven't I gotten a single email? And so I'm like, okay, I'm going to go to Nicole's profile. I'm going to see where I can find her email. So it was in like your Linktree and your Instagram bio because TikTok doesn't let you have an email.
Yeah, you could click on the whatever you call it. Yeah, they have to go find it on Instagram.
And so I was like, okay, well, I'll go to my Instagram first. And I was like, okay, this email is my email, just all jumbled up and not an actual real email. And I was like, whatever, no harm, no foul. And so then I go to my Linktree one. Well, I have a Beacons, but whatever. And it's my business personal email. And when I first set that up, when I first started Monstera Plant Co., we couldn't flip-flop between contact and Brandon at monsteraplant.co. And so I was like, I'm not going to use this Brandon account. Bloop. And I just let it sit.
So it was Brandon at monsteraplantco.com.
Uh-huh.
And you just never logged into it.
And I never logged into it since May, a year ago, May of
so a year's
2021
worth of emails from brands went unread.
And not like there were like that many, but still like a lot of money.
Yeah, you were really pissed that day. You were like, I cannot believe this. Like,
like at least everyone who emailed my Instagram email just bounced back. That's probably why they Instagram messaged me.
Well, now you're back on the train and you're doing it.
Things are looking up.
Mm-hmm. Thank God. It's like kind of intimidating, especially with when you have to do edits for brands. So if you're doing like a video, I've just learned like I'm just gonna do a voiceover, because can you imagine sitting there and like talking to the video and then having them like want you to change the whole thing?
Oh
like,
no, my Plantchella video, I was because at first they said it was good and then they were like, oh, make these changes. And I was like, oh my God, if they make any more changes, like either there's going to be no video left and I'm going to have to completely redo this, or like I'm going to have to like just pan over my plants and do a voicemail.
Based on the other videos that I saw, like how could they ask you to change anything about yours? I'm sorry, but like there was some weird ass videos under that hashtag. It was shocking. I did recognize a couple of the plant people.
It was very weird.
But I was just like, what are some of these? Like some of them, especially like they would use a weird filter. It didn't make any sense. Like how could you send that to a brand and be like, okay, here's my video for you.
Okay. Like, but also I want to know how much these people who have millions of followers
yeah,
were
there
getting
were
paid.
A couple.
Because I would say within the top 10% follower wise. Mm-hmm. And on that Plantchella thing, I had a pretty big font. You know how they like do it Coachella style, where it goes from like biggest font to smallest font. Which, why did they use my last name? I don't know.
Oh yeah, instead of Brandon Botanical, they were like Brandon Bennett. Like, what the fuck? Where did you get that?
I literally.
They were like, how do they find out my last name?
I signed a contract.
I feel like that's what they did to a lot of people, because I saw people, I recognized them, but they weren't I didn't recognize them in that lineup. So they must have really just used people's personal names that I didn't know. Because like, what the hell? Yeah, that was goofy.
But I'm sure they got paid a lot more than me, and I'm salty about it.
Yeah, like they weren't even plant people.
They're like dancing people.
Oh, they posted 5 hours ago. These past 2 weekends at Neverland's Plant Fest have revealed that the love of nature is as lively as ever.
I'm gonna stay mute about this because I'm trying to get paid. But
yeah. Brandon's like, I don't have an NDA, but I still need my check. Can I share my experience with it?
Yeah, but
well, I did. I used, because like you got to support, so I went and used Brandon's like link to download the app, right? Because he's got to get more downloads than these other weirdos. And then I'm like scrolling through the app. I'm like, oh, it's kind of cute. And then I'm noticing, I'm like, oh, it looks kind of like weird. Like as you scroll, like things are overlapping, and I'm just like, oh, it's weird that they would like have it look like that. Like it just looks like very thrown together. But then I was like, where is Brandon? I'm not seeing this Plantchella stuff. And it was just like. And then they would start freezing, so I think it seems like they're having a lot of issues.
Well, the app crashed, and so they redid it this weekend. And then I was like, "Where am I? I just want to see my video." I made up plants, like colorful plants, to get your party started. Where are my colorful plants?
Yeah, where are your colorful plants? They sent out a bunch of like email gift cards. Did you see that? They were like, "Hey, we're sending out like five $20 gift cards in the email. The first person to like use the code like gets the money, whatever." And they sent out 5 of them. So they were really like, spend money on the app, spend money on the app.
Well, I will say the plants are very expensive.
Like Bloomscape expensive. I always be talking shit about Bloomscape.
Yes.
It's a lot, especially if you're like paying for a pot like with it. Like it's still sometimes like a lot. So anywho, I get a little bit nervous about like comments with brand stuff, because I don't know if you're allowed to like really reply honestly on brand posts. You know what I mean? Like, how am I supposed to interact with my followers when I'm supposed to like act like I like this? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How does that work?
Well, I will say, like, you do. I think you do really well picking brands that you do really support.
Like, okay, decently.
Yeah.
If I don't really support them, y'all, and you're like, what is this? It means I'm poor and I need that money. And they actually were like, they could pay.
Get in the bag.
Yeah.
Get in that bag of soil.
Just getting this. But okay, earlier we were kind of getting into like the process of like how these things come about. So first is like the email, like, hey, I mean, either you pitch to them, which obviously we said we don't do. Usually the brand will message you like, hey, we found you on whatever. We're thinking about doing this. Like, I mean, they often don't really say what it's about, but sometimes they will give you.
And it's either, and there's one of two ways it goes. Is a copy and paste that they send to 3,000 people.
Yeah. Or sometimes it'll sound actually kind of personal.
Or
So it is one or the other. And if it sounds sketchy and weird, it probably is. But I guess take that with a grain of salt, because there are a lot of emails that I get that are legit that I still just think are fake, you know.
Well,
for a long time I didn't respond to people because I was like, no, they don't want me. That seems fake.
Well, same. Remember when Amazon emailed me and I was like, what?
You're like, this is buddy, Amazon.
And then I checked the emails. I'm like, these are real emails.
Oh, yeah. I never responded to the lady who said something about an Amazon thing where I had to sign an NDA before even talking.
Oh, yeah. You were going to investigate more and tell me more. Well, you weren't going to tell me about what you couldn't tell me, but.
I should just ask her, like, okay, well, if I sign the NDA and talk to you about it, that doesn't mean I actually have to do it, right? I want to make sure that that's a thing. Because if I sign an NDA, I don't want to be locked into something I don't know about, obviously.
Yeah.
So, and obviously I'm going to tell you.
They're like.
NDA doesn't include Brandon.
NDA BB, but Brandon.
So anyway, so you talk to them, whatever. Either they will send you more information, maybe their influencer brief. If they're really organized, maybe they'll have like a whole fucking PowerPoint for you to look at, or you'll hop on a call. You'll do usually like a little video chat. They'll schedule with you. Apparently don't be like Brandon and suggest it first, because then they'll expect you to come with something. They were just like, well, here we are. What do you want to talk about? And
yeah,
like,
you read the brief. What else do you need? I was like, yeah,
you just wanted to seem professional. Like,
just trying to do my due diligence.
yeah. So, like, I would say, like, most of the time I've been like on calls with people. It makes me nervous, but remember, they're like reaching out to you as a person. So you don't have to act like a weirdo. I mean, like, you don't have to act all super duper professional. I mean, it's just you. So I'm just like, hey, nice to meet you. Whatever, you know.
Yeah, you do a good mix of that customer service versus real.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got to mix them together.
It's
what are you
like,
doing, C? She's like, I'm about to shove my paw in the outlet if you don't pet me.
She's like, if you don't pet me and give me a treat, I swear to God.
Yes, you hop on a call, whatever, and then, I mean, either you're like, yeah, this sounds cool or whatever, and, you know, and then they'll often like send you email with more info after that, and then perhaps sometimes they have to like send you the products, you have to wait for it, whatever, shows up, you make your little content. I mean, you usually have to agree with like price and stuff if that is it. Which, by the way, if you have like a following, remember to like know your worth. I mean, they're always gonna try and just send you free product. So don't be scared to ask for monies.
Yeah, because they're always going to be the lowest. The lowest they're willing to go.
They're gonna start at like the lowest. So ask for more. Know your worth. I'm still bad at that, but you know.
Well, the rate card made it so much easier.
Right?
I just say,
Here it
please
is.
see the attachment.
Yeah, here you go.
Boom.
It's really nice.
And twice now it has been fruitful.
Right? Yeah, it's nice. I'm like, I haven't really gotten paid for any of these yet because like they take forever. But yeah, so getting back into that. So you, I guess, negotiate whatever, then sign, and then the product comes. You send usually you have to get it approved beforehand. Often they'll want to see it. And then be like, yeah, looks great. Oftentimes they'll have you change a little thing up, whatever. I guess just make sure you follow the instructions really diligently and look at the, whatever, their content that they're providing to you that you need to, like, reiterate to your audience. If you just really follow the instructions really well the first time around, you probably won't have to fix it up.
I will say, for the Plantfluencer one, I followed the instructions to a T, where obviously none of those other people did.
And also half of them weren't tagged as like a sponsorship properly.
They took my caption and said, no, you need to add the hashtag ad.
So it's like, what the heck? Half of these were like, oh my God, Cease. Half of these did not have a hashtag ad or hashtag sponsored at all. I was like, what on earth is happening? And sometimes they'll put it in the comments, but obviously like that doesn't work how like Instagram works. Mm-hmm. That doesn't go into the video. You know, it's just a comment. Hashtag sponsored. So anywho, you post your content, and then often you have to wait 30 to 90 days to get that money.
Well, I was so nervous the last one because I added the music and it was like, they were like, TikTok was like, do you have the rights to this music? And I was like, oh my God, am I going to get sued?
That's why I got to go into the commercial sounds. If you go on TikTok and you're like in the sounds page, if you click at the top where it says sounds, it'll drop down and say commercial sounds. And it'll be all the ones that are approved for brand use. So then before my video, then I just screen record it while it's playing and then attach it to my little video, throw it on there. Oh my God, Cease is just like laying right up against me back here.
That's what she'd do.
She's just demanding the attention. She's like, it's bedtime, time for cuddles. Does she always sleep with you pretty much?
90% of the time, yeah.
Cute. I love when my cat sleeps with me.
Well, then she leaves me in the middle of the night. Who knows what she does?
Well, cats are really active in the middle of the night. So
she's not. She's not doing anything.
She just goes and sits somewhere
else. She's laying somewhere else.
No, Kaya gets like really rambunctious at night. Sometimes she'll even be... I'll wake up and her water bowl is across the room. Like, I don't know what she's doing. Something's going on. Like the rug will be fucked up. She's running around with something. But anyways... So I guess that's the downside is like you kind of never know what the process is going to be like. You never know how communicative the brand is going to be or if you're even going to be able to get paid. And it takes a while to get paid.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes, you know what I didn't really like? I don't want to talk shit about this brand because I'm still doing the do. But the product showed up the day that I had to send them the post.
When you told me that, my jaw hit the floor.
I was pissed
because you went out and purchased the products to be right.
No, I didn't. I was gonna have to, but then I was gonna have to like go buy a pot for the big plant, and I didn't have one, and I was just like, whatever. I'm just gonna repot my Monstera at home, which wasn't the idea that I sent them because actually, before I even made these videos, I actually had to give them idea pitches, and then they approved the content and then actually I have to send this brand a script before I film. It's so much. Nope. It's like, here's my idea, and then I have to send the script by a certain day. And then when I record, I have to follow that script. So, like, when I send them that script, I have to, like, pretend like I'm filming the video, and, like, what am I going to say, you know? So, that's kind of annoying. Oh, my gosh, Cease, can you meow for us? Can you?
She said nope. Please? What is she doing? She is being feisty.
She's wanting the attention so bad. Can you talk to us?
Meow.
I accidentally hit that with the microphone.
That scared the living hell out of me. I was like, are we about to be punked? Somebody gonna bust through the door like the Kool-Aid man?
Why do we hit a random sound every time now? Oh my gosh. That'd be a funny like little thing like, hey, we'll send you a discount code from Brandon if you can just tell us what sound randomly played in the middle of the episode. Funny. Write that down. So I feel like that's all we've got to say though about that. I don't know. Do you have anything else about plant influencers and brand deals and whatever?
No.
Yeah, it's I guess it's a weird job. It's not for everybody, but I can't do a 9 to 5, so it's for me.
I can't do a 9 to 5, and I don't even know if I can do this.
Brandon's like, I don't know if I can do anything. I'm not meant to work.
I just need a sugar daddy. I'm not meant for labor.
Yeah, we just need to. I don't know.
No, I just need a rich relative I have never known about to die. That's what I need.
Oh no,
I don't have any rich relatives.
Oh my gosh. Well, should we get the music up in here and start doing our little outro?
Yeah, is it this button?
I don't think it is.
Oh, it is. Yep.
Okay.
There we go.
All right, Brandon, where can people find you on the socials?
You can find me at Brandon Botanical, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and apparently I have a Facebook now. Don't go look me up on Facebook. Don't like my Facebook. I do not want you to like it. It's just because I had to have it. Instagram made me. Anyway, monsteraplant.co is my website and Instagram for my business. And yeah, Nicole, where can I find you?
Nicole Larson Grows on TikTok and Instagram. I think that's kind of it. I'm not doing anything. I always think I'm doing more stuff. If you're a small business, hit me up. I'll edit videos for you.
Nicole Larson Edits
No.
Agency.
My God. I'm probably going to do sole proprietorship. Fucking LLC. Bye, guys.
Bye.